Hey everybody, I'm ZombieJohnny, and today we're going to be taking a look at an amazing series. This is Tekkonkinkreet. Tekkonkinkreet was written and illustrated by Taiyo Matsumoto. It was published by Shogakukan in Japan and Viz Media in North America. Tekkonkinkreet had an original run from July of 1993 to March of 1994. Taiyo Matsumoto was born in 1967 in Tokyo, Japan. Becoming a mangaka was not Matsumoto's original career path. He had wanted to become a football player, but after a trip to France and his success in the Comic Open contest, his path was paved. Matsumoto has received multiple awards, including the prestigious Osamu Tezuka Cultural Prize and the Eisner Award. Matsumoto received the Eisner Award for Tekkonkinkreet in 2008. The story opens with a young man standing atop a lamppost overlooking the city. Another young boy is singing a silly song as he wanders the streets. These are our main characters, Black and White, or the literal English translation of Kuro and Shiro. An interrogation is taking place with a supposed gang-affiliated man. The person doing the interrogation is a young man named Mr. Sawada. The scene changes and Black and White come across some hooligans standing in the alley. White demands money from these hooligans and they tell him to buzz off. Then White unleashes a fury of attacks on them. Then Black comes soaring in and the two boys clobber the hooligans. The interrogation proceeds as the gang-affiliated man talks about the stray cats. The gang-affiliated man mocks Mr. Sawada as his superior officer, Mr. Fujimura, explains who these stray cats are. Black and white, juvenile delinquents, orphaned little demons who live by the law of the jungle. The boys sit atop the town with their spoils in their pockets, like rulers of the jungle. And this is where our adventure begins. In contrast to one another, the boys are polar opposites. Black, of course, is the very serious, brooding older brother whose sole purpose is to take care of his turf and his younger brother. White is the simple, effervescent younger brother. It seems White has only ever known the streets of the town and his older brother Black protecting him. Don't get me wrong, White, even though he is simple and innocent, is a formidable foe. Both Black and White are very clever. Both boys know the town like the back of their hands, using the streets of the town like a glossary for any situation. The original publishing of Tekkonkinkreet consisted of 3 volumes, but they compiled them into a beautiful hardcover edition. An ad for this manga popped up in my Amazon and I couldn't pass it up. The hardcover 30th anniversary edition is absolutely fantastic, with the contrasting images of Black listening and White shouting. So simple, so beautiful. And this is a play on the yin and yang, much like their names Black and White. I do feel that this is also a play on see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. But in this case, it appears that they are welcoming it instead of preventing it. The front cover with Black hearing the evil, then the back cover with White speaking the evil, then on the inside cover, they are both seeing the evil. Almost like they are mocking this mantra. It's my understanding that the title Tekkonkinkreet is just play on words between concrete and iron. Much like the town they are a part of, and much like themselves, made of concrete and iron. The town is a part of them as much as they are a part of the town. It's a beautiful way to describe the story and the characters. It's also a memorable title. It's goofy enough that you forget how to pronounce it, but it's still odd enough that you won't forget it. So now, let's move on to the story. The story of Tekkonkinkreet isn't what you think it is. On the surface, it kind of holds itself in the action or martial arts section, but it is filled with a lot more depth, philosophies on life, and symbolism. Almost everything has a deeper meaning. The story takes place in the setting of Treasure Town, an old rundown section of a city filled with delinquents, homelessness, a deep presence of the Yakuza and rival gang affairs, and the police trying to hold this town together that is bursting at the seams. The town is changing with the times, out with the old, in with the new. The balance of Treasure Town and Black's mental state are precariously perched on a thin wire, one sway towards either direction, and this sets in motion difficult and horrible things for everyone involved. The slow and steady decline of Black's mental condition is a big part of the story. Even though Black felt like his younger brother White was holding him back or keeping him quote-unquote down, White is really what was keeping Black grounded, keeping his mind in check. Having to take care of his younger brother keeps him a grounded human being. It keeps him human. Both Black and White being orphans comes with a lot of baggage. There is most definitely trauma from being orphaned and having to claw their way to the top to survive. The town is a character itself, constantly gnawing and gnashing its teeth at Black as well. Treasure Town is a living, breathing thing for these boys. The town keeps changing, leading Black down a path that he doesn't recognize figuratively and metaphorically. His reality is altered in the same way. Seeing new buildings and development pop up in the only location he has ever known throws his whole existence into a spiral. All they have is each other. When things are nearing the end of the story, the town starts to crumble onto itself. It becomes cold and miserable when Black and White have been separated. Only after the reunion do things calm down. Without White, there is no Black. With no Black, there is no White. Yin and Yang. For a perfect example on how to describe its deeper meaning is that the director of the film stated, "The moral of Tekkon is that if allowed to surface, love and good will conquer all." We will move on to the film soon, but first, let's take a look at the art. The art of Tekkonkinkreet is much more contemporary than most of the manga of its era. You can tell that Matsumoto was heavily influenced by many different types of art, taking inspiration from artists such as Mobius and Katsuhiro Otomo. His illustrations almost feel surrealist in nature. The pacing and paneling are beautiful. The framing of scenes is also beautiful. Having watched the film first, I can visualize these panels moving. The sights and sounds just pop off the page. This isn't only because I watched the film first. This is because the panels express such motion and character that you can feel them moving. There aren't giant motion lines telling you that things are moving fast. You can see it in the poses and the execution of the illustrations. It feels so raw and real. I also feel that this adapted so well into the motion picture because the art is very cinematic. The angles and the framing just scream playfulness and motion, almost like we are there snapping photos of the boys in a guerrilla-style documentary film. I will mention that this 30th anniversary edition does have a very light page weight, meaning that the pages on the other side do bleed through. So you get these ghost images coming through the page, but to be fully honest, I never really noticed while I was reading. So now, let's move on to the film. The film was directed by Michael Arias, who is an American-born director and visual effects artist. Arias has a deep love for the manga, and through conversations with animation studio 4C and the success of the 4-minute pilot that Arias had made with director Koji Morimoto, Arias was to direct the feature-length film. I've known about this film since it came out in 2006. I cannot recall exactly how I learned about it, but I think it was one of the movie channels was playing it for a while, but from what I remember, it was more than likely Tumblr. Does anyone still use that? Anyway, Michael Arias was the first American to direct a feature-length Japanese anime film. This was also his directorial debut. Shinji Kimura was the art director of this film. I have covered Kimura's work previously on my review of Hipira. Kimura worked closely with Katsuhiro Otomo on the films Akira and Steam Boy, not to mention an unbelievable amount of other recognizable anime as well. I am going to put a link in the description from the website characterdesignreferences.com. There is an article named The Art of Animation, and it covers Tekkonkinkreet. There is an amazing gallery of the artwork for the film, and it is mind-blowing. The film follows the story of the manga very closely. There are some minor differences, but overall the film is a very close representation of its source material. What can I say about this film? It is amazingly animated, aesthetically pleasing, well-paced, the visual effects are on point, the action sequences are hard-hitting. It is an anime film that everyone should watch, including people who aren't into anime. It's that good. The film does some really cool techniques that just make it really stand out. The blending of 2D animation and 3D is done so smoothly that you can't even tell them apart, as well as the beautiful touch of the shaky cam effect. It is throughout the entire film, and it really plays into the guerrilla filmmaking style that the manga has. Anyway, I did end up purchasing the DVD release of this film. I tried to look for other versions of it, but it appears that the DVD release is the easiest one to find. The Blu-ray is a tough one to track down. I know some people really want that Blu-ray copy, but I just settled on the DVD release because it was cheap and readily available. I can't seem to find a reliable source on streaming for this film, so be aware of that. Either way, watch this film. This one is simple. I love the art style, I love the line work, I love the characters, I love the aesthetic, I love the action, I love the drama, I just love it. Get yourself a copy of the film and the manga. You'll love it too. Thank you so much everybody for watching. Today I want to do something very special. I'm going to give big shout outs to Barefaced General Store. I know I had mentioned them previously in my last video, but this time I'm giving you the link. I'm showing you the products. They have amazing things such as shirts, stickers, magnets, all sorts of things. Bo, are you excited too? Because I am. All sorts of amazing products by amazing artists from Winnipeg, Manitoba, which is the province that I'm from. Please check out their store, barefacedgeneralstore.com. I will put the link in the description. They have amazing products, even hand-painted signs, such as this one. I love this sign. It's amazing. This shirt here, Hot Pepper. This is one of my all-time favorite shirts. I absolutely love the design on it. It's just, yeah, absolutely love this shirt, Hot Pepper. I absolutely support them and will continue to support them. I will buy their products and I think you should too. So please go ahead, barefacedgeneralstore.com. Check them out. They also have a location in Winnipeg, Manitoba as well. Go knock on the door and say howdy do, buy some products. Some things will be in low stock, so get them while you can. Please do not wait. Do not hesitate. Barefaced General Store. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I'm ZombieJohnny. Peace.